everyone, Danya here. It's time for the card kit at the Stamps of Life. March 15th. This is the March 15th card kit. And let's take a peek and see what's in it. As always, you get the idea card. And it gives you the palette, the colors down the bottom. Envelopes, because we always need envelopes. You get your storage. And let's check out the colors. I'm already liking the one on top. I'm a pink girl all the way. So we have guava. And we have blueberry. Let's do it like this. All right, too close. Move a little bit further. Sorry. So we got guava, we got blueberry, cantaloupe, candy, pixie, mint chip, sunshine, cloud, and 4 sheets of white powdered sugar. And there's stickers. Ribbon. It's a pretty blue ribbon. Yellow felt flowers. Some glass epoxy. Well, I guess they're not really epoxy though. It's like little glass gems in green. Oh, puffy stickers. These are cute. Cute puffy stickers. A word die that says, missing you so much. And our A1 Elegant Edge card set. And now for the fun paper pad. So you have umbrellas and the baskets to be able to cut out with your dies, as well as with the umbrellas. You can cut those out with your dies. Flowers. I bet you this and this are the same size, so I bet you can cut this out with the die as well. Oh, I don't have it here. I have to go pull it out. Small umbrellas, small flowers, missing you. Oh, this is pretty. That's a pretty paper. Dots. Ooh, I like this. Small flowers, and then we start all over again with the umbrellas. Okay, so that's the card kit for this month. So let's put some of this to use. All right, all the pieces are cut out. Isn't that cute? It's all ready to make a card. Now for the first card, it's going to be nice and simple. Let me see, what should I show you first? Let me show you what I did. I took an umbrella and I cut it out using the detail die. And then I backed it up with a black shadow. And then I just took the flowers that were in the cutout and I just made a little arrangement on the umbrella. And this butterfly is from Butterflies to Build. It's an older stamp set. So I went ahead and just stamped this butterfly and cut it out and just made this little umbrella. That's going to be the focal point of the card. So I have this little simple sketch here, Sugar Sketch Challenge number 23, and I put the dimensions on it. They're pretty straightforward. Now, I cut out all the pieces, and instead of using the circle, I'm going to use the dotted oval, so it's going to sit something like that on the card. Okay, so I cut out the pieces here, and I just realized I forgot my card base. So let me go grab my card base. Alrighty, we have a card base. So it's an A2 size card, and I cut the first sheet of paper to be the size of the card front, so it's going to cover the whole front of the card. So it's 5.5 by 4 1/4. Then the layering piece that goes on top is 4 by 5 1/4. So those two sheets are going to lay just like that. So I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to adhere these two together. Okay. Now back to the sketch. It has this little border, this little piece of paper in the back, and that's 2 1/4 by 3 7/8. So 2 1/4 and 3 7/8. So I'm going to adhere that like someplace, hopefully right in the middle. Let me make sure I have room for everything. And then just, I guess I could try to center it here by using the lines on the, okay. Now I'm just going to take my oval, and these are the dotted ovals that the TSOL Life sells. And I'm going to adhere that as best as I can to the center. Okay. Looks good. Then I'm going to take the umbrella and everything I created here, and I'm going to center it right over the oval. Now I did pop up 2 pop-up dots on the back of the wings of the butterfly, so it looks like it's coming off a little bit. And I'm going to adhere that. Okay, it helps if I put glue on the back of the umbrella. Oh man, I just did that, didn't I? Let me flip it around. Wow, wow, wow. I'm telling you. There you go. Okay, that should hold. Now, the sketch has 2 little banners in the corner, and I'm only going to use one. Now, the TSOL Life does sell these little banners. There's 2 in a pack, I believe, and they're called mini banners to cut. And they're just a cute little staple to have. They're not very expensive. And they just add that little extra to the card. So if you're ever looking for something to get your shipping up to $100, this is something that you can pick up. And the neat thing about it is that when you cut the top layer, the little heart pops up out, so you could use a little heart as an embellishment on another card. Okay, let me make sure that I got this umbrella down right. I can't believe I did that. Yeah, I can believe it. That's just the way I've been lately. Too much going on. Okay, so now I'm going to very carefully adhere this to the front of the card. I usually just that, like that, and like that. Okay, and that's card number 1. Really simple, but I think it's really cute. Okay, let's move on to card number 2. Okay, for card number 2, I decided to make it flip it. The square sentiments that come with the set fit perfectly in the center of the square flip it. So I went ahead and did a hidden panel, and later on I'll go finish the inside when I know who I'm going to send it to. So I went ahead and layered it up here with a little bit of the blueberry paper. And I took the sentiment and I mounted it on a scalloped square. And then this piece right here comes in the square flip it, but when you cut it, it comes out solid. And I wanted a frame. I wanted the frame to be above the saying. So what I did is in the square rectangles that the Stamps of Life carries, there's one size that you can use that'll cut out the center of this, giving you a frame. Okay, I had a sample. Oh, here it is. See? So you can cut out and make a frame. And that's what I did here, and then I just adhered it on top of the square. Now, I attached foam on the back because I'm gonna pop it up. So let me go ahead and glue that on there so it'll start to dry before I explain the rest. Of what I'm planning on doing. Put a block on top of that to let that dry. Okay, I wanted to use the yellow felt flowers that came in the kit, but while I was kind of sort of laying it out, the flowers sort of get lost. See what I'm saying? They kind of get lost in the paper, and I wanted them to stick out. I mean, that's okay. It could be a subtle look, but I wanted a little bit more of a pop. So the flowers, the flower that comes, a die that comes with flowers to layer, it's almost the same flower. So I grabbed my blueberry felt and I cut out the flower. So I did 4, but I'm only going to use 3. So now at least they look like they pop off the page a little bit and they don't get lost. Okay. Now, before I adhere the flowers, I want to add the ribbon to the card. Now, I'm going to leave this on real time. One of my viewers, and I went back to look to find her name. Wow, there's a lot of comments out there. You guys are great. I read them all. And for the life of me, I made a mental note of her name, and I can't remember right now. But this is for you. You know who you are, because I promised you that I would do it slower this time. So what I do is I just take the ribbon that I think I need and lay it out. Let me get my tweezers. My tweezers. Okay. Sorry, folks. This is going to be a little bit painful because I want you to see that bows are not that easy. At least they're not for me. And I probably cut too much ribbon here. Okay. So I just do that. Okay. Then at this point is when I take the tweezers and put it in here to hold it. Okay? Then I make my loop. And I go again. and then I push it through on the bottom. So go around the back and push it through the bottom. And at this point, I just make it really tight, pull the tweezers out, and this is where I will start fussing with it. So I pull it until I get the ears of the bow the way I want them. Okay? I cut too much. I cut too much ribbon, but that's okay. I'll use it for something else. And then I might have to go back and cut those a little bit more, but so that's how I do bows. And then just arrange it here. Okay, and from now on I'll try to slow down on that and not try to speed through it. Now for the flowers, I'm just going to scatter them around. And go nice and simple. And I'll cut these a little bit more. There you go. And that's card number 2. A square flip it. Okay, so now let's move on to card number 3. Okay, I've taped this thing like about 10 times and I can't seem to get my words out right. So hopefully this time it'll work. For card number 3, I stamped out the Stuffy Doll 2. And I masked off her shovel. There is some pencil lines here. And the stamping isn't clear in certain areas. But I will take care of that when I'm done coloring her. For her skin, I'm going to use the Tri-Blend marker. And I'm only going to use the mid color. And then I'm going to enhance it with some colored pencils from Prismacolor in Blush Pink, Peach, and Nectar. And then I might use some Gamsol as well. For her bathing suit, I'm going to use the Magenta Blend, as this is the color that I believe is the closest to Guava. For her hair, I'm going to use alcohol markers by Art and Fly, Cold Gray 6 and Cold Gray 2. I like these for the hair because they have the brush tip, and I actually prefer brush tip markers versus the bullet point. Anyway, these are fine markers. They work okay. I have no issues with them. The only issue I do have, and probably the only reason why I will not continue to buy them, is because they claim to be refillable. Well, you can never get the refills. There's one color that, because of the lid, this is a really bad lid that if you don't get it on right, it dries the marker. So anyway, that's what happened, and I've been trying to get a refill for it for seriously over a year now, and I've given up. So that's my 2 cents on that. It's great when you're not being sponsored because you can just tell it like it is. Okay, so let's get started with the coloring. Okay, so she's all colored. I touched her up with some white gel pen. I did not explain it at the beginning, but that's the white pen that you saw me adding detail with. I cut her out with using the die, and then I had the fuzzy cut around the hand to cut off the piece of the shovel. Then I also cut off her hand, just where her fingers. I don't know if you can see that or not. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and assemble her so you can see what I'm going to do. I got an umbrella that's from the paper pad, and I'm going to add it right oops, don't want to cover her eyes, right there. Then I'm going to add a little bit of glue here. Let me get my picker upper. I don't know what my good one is here. Okay. Then I added a little bit of glue there, and I'm going to take the piece that I cut out, and I'm going to lay it right on top. Like that. And then for the flowers, I'm going to add some flowers. I'm just going to take the flowers and put them right here. Okay, so there she is, like she's sitting in a bed of flowers. So now let me take all this and figure out how I'm going to put it on a card. Okay, so I went and cut out of guava cardstock the small scalloped, and then I just cut out the rectangle and laid those two together. I'm going to put Stuffy right there in the front. I did pop her up, so let me glue her on. Okay. I want her to come down just a little bit on the bottom, down here. Then I did this. The U is part of the dies that come in the kit this month. The words are separate, so I just pulled the U off instead of using the whole sentiment. And the heart is from the drop-in that comes with the A1 set this month. And then I stamped it with the letters B or BE, and that is from the typewriter font that came out a few months ago. And I'm going to put that right there, BU. Then, to finish the card off, I'm going to use some of these puffy stickers. They're so cute. I'm going to make it look like a shower in flowers. So I'm just going to randomly put them, oops, like they're coming down and showering down on the umbrella. Let's see, what colors haven't I used yet? Let's do this one. And I think I might need another one. But where do I put the other one? Let's put it up here. Maybe one more. Put one here. I don't know. We'll just leave it like that. Then I have a top folding A2 card. Top folding, the only reason is because I just happen to have it already cut out. So I'll just use that. I'm running out of glue. And there we have the third card. Okay, this one's my favorite so far. Okay, let's move on to card number 4. Alrighty, for card number 4, I stamped out the hedgehog from Hedgehog to Stamp 2 is the name of the stamp set. And I'm going to color him using the tri-blend markers. And I think for his body, I want the muted browns. And then for its spikies, I'm going to use gold brown shades and probably combine it with brown gray shades. Okay, so I will speed up the coloring, but I just wanted to share that information before we got started. All right, for this card, I'm going to be using the floral, Happy Birthday Floral card base. And when you put it together and you cut it like this and you get an A2 card base with flowers in the front. So I went ahead off screen and I assembled the card. So it's all set to go. Because that's pretty self-explanatory. You just glue it together. It comes together pretty quickly. Now, that aside, Then I have my little hedgehog that I colored. And I apologize, but I think this little guy's being retired, so hopefully there's still some online if you're interested. I think he's really cute. I'm sorry to see that he's going to be retired. I cut out an umbrella from a paper pad, and I just adhered a flower that came off the card base. Now, the neat thing about when you cut the umbrella, you have this slot open. So what I want to do is I want to sit him in like he's sitting inside the umbrella. So I'll put it together. Think about right about there. And then I want to apply it to the base, so the umbrella has a shadow. I have a double-sided tape here to hold the eyes in so they don't come out. No, I got glue on the little guy. I got glue on the little guy. Come on. Oh, some things in life just aren't easy. There we go. Okay, so now we have him in the umbrella. And what I want to do is I want to take and put him on the front here. Oh, he's so cute. I'm sorry to see him go. And now I want to put a ribbon up on top. So once again, I'm going to do it slow. So you can fast forward if you don't want to bear with me on this one. Okay, again, I cut as what I think I'm going to need. Let's do it this way. Make the loop and then go around the back and take and push it underneath. And then just tighten it and remove. Okay, and then just cut it. Oh, that's cute. Now, the set came with some glass stones. And I guess glass stones isn't the proper word. Gems. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, let's put the gems on the flowers. And then we'll do one here. And then do a little one down here, where I put the little blue flowers. Come on. There we go. And that's the finished card. I think that's kind of cute. Okay, let's go on to card number 5. Okay, we've come to the end of our journey. We're on our last card. And for this card, I'm going to use the A1 Elegant Edge card die that comes with the card kit. Now, this is the pieces that come with it. You get the card base, you get the layering dies, and then you also get the die that allows you to do the leaf, and then you could just drop in the heart or the flower. But for this card, I'm only going to use these 3 pieces, and I'm not going to use the drop-ins. And off screen, I went and prepared the card front. I did a little border here, and how I did that was I just took a strip of paper and I cut it out, and then I just went up a little bit like this, taped it down to my machine, ran it through, and cut out the border and just glued it onto the bottom. And this is the ribbon border die that the Stamps of Life sells. So that's how I did that. Now, for the focal point of the card, I took the basket and the flowers that are in the paper pad and cut it all out. And I did, originally I was going to cut it out and leave the white border. That's how I originally had it cut out. But when I would lay it on the card, it got lost. The white just didn't pop. So I had to go in, because I had the whole thing already glued together. Anyway, so I went in with a pair of scissors and I just cut right to the edge and then cut out all the blue and then gave it a shadow so that way it would pop on the front of the card. I had to cut out the top part of the flowers as well because there isn't a die that does that. And I wanted to have a shadow, so the die that does come allows for a shadow when you cut down to the line, when you fussy cut down to the line. Hopefully all that made sense, because it sure didn't make sense as I was explaining it. This bow is, this ribbon is from the kit, and this is the leftover ribbon that I had from the first card that I cut too much off. So here it is, I'm using it here. So I'm going to adhere the basket to the front of the card. that. Now I did take a sentiment from the stamp set and I cut out the word bloom. I think it, I forget how the entire sentiment reads. Hold on, let me get that. The sentiment reads, live life in full bloom. So I just masked off the beginning part of it. And then just stamped the bloom and cut it out into a little rectangle. And I think, and I'm hoping that that's going to fit here somewhere, but it's awfully close, so it might not. I don't know, I really wanted to use that. Maybe if I pop it up a little bit with some foam. Let me think about it. And then the other thing I wanted to do is I wanted to use the little flower dies that come in the die set. And I wanted to add little flowers on the border like so. That looks really cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and adhere that. Like that, make sure that's in the center there. And I want to take advantage of the glue that's still soaking through there on those holes. And I want to add a gem in the center. Now it's going to dry. Come on, pick up. The glue on these are pretty strong. Usually they're not. No! Don't tell me it's stuck on there. And it's stuck on there. Let's try again. I should get my tweezers for this. Hold on a second. Do my tweezers. Stick. No. I can't believe I just lost that one because I like the little ones better than the big ones. I just dropped it and it fell on the carpet. So you know that's a bye-bye. Well, I must say that the glue on these are pretty good. I can't get these things off. Finally. Okay. Then I want to put 3 up here on the top. Hopefully these will be easier to work with. Let's put the one in the middle first. There we go. Okay, let me go pop this up. I think I want to pop it up. Okay, so I popped up the bloom. I like that a lot better. And then I adhered the card front to the card base, and that is the completed card. Well, thank you again for joining me this month. Hopefully something inspired you. And again, I thank you all for your sweet comments. Like I said, I do read them all, and I really do appreciate them. Have a wonderful day, everyone.